Hi everyone, it's Annie Murphy from Wideway Medical Centre and welcome back to one of my bite-sized tech for busy GPs and practices. And today I just wanted to go through a template which I'd written to help receptionists and pharmacy technicians and admin quickly note down warfarin requests and high-risk drug monitoring requests. Which would be really useful when patients just drop in their methotrexate book, or when somebody is requesting their warfarin and you needed to document all of the relevant information. So it's all in one place in a template. On the F12 menu, we've created a quick protocol launcher, so we've called it warfarin methotrexate azathioprine requests because those are the most common ones, and it'll be easy for the receptionist to figure out which template to use. So this is what the template looks like. So initially we've got the warfarin requests. You can then copy what's in the patient's yellow book, tick the warfarin monitoring and the INR and the dose the patient is on. So basically copy what's in the yellow book. And then if you put the INR follow-up date, you could either put 6 weeks like that and it would auto-populate, or if you actually have a date, then you can choose the date. So once you've done this, then you can just go into medication and send the EPS request to as a medicines management task to the clinicians. Then you've got the high-risk drugs, which are a little bit more involved. And you can see here, if I move things down a little bit, Mickey Mouse, he's got a lot of things wrong with him. It's really difficult to see on the screen at the moment the units, but you can easily see that this template is for high-risk drug monitoring. And when a patient, say for instance, requests for their methotrexate and they give you their purple book, you can choose and document what drug it is for, the dose, the current dose. And this will really help the clinician when they sign the EPS, because they would have all the information available to them in order to be able to prescribe safely. So we'd put down the date of the last blood test and the results we can then populate. If the blood test was done by St Helier lab or an alternative downloadable lab, then it would automatically appear on this with the on this side with the latest date. So if it's within date, usually 3 months, then we don't need to do any updates. But obviously, if the patient is overdue a test or a blood monitoring, it would appear up here as methotrexate monitoring required, etc. If the patient gave you a purple book and they had their blood test done at a hospital that's miles away or not within our link, so we'd have to manually enter it, but this is why I've put it down here, each individual important blood test. So you can go down, we can manually enter it for the patient. And then at the end, we would do the diary entry for when the next follow-up should be. What I could do potentially is add under each of these the length of follow-up that's needed. So maybe we can put a note here to say 3 months for XYZ, and that might help people to make it easier to refer to. So that is the high-risk drug monitoring template. So if all non-clinical staff could fill this in or ensure that this is completed and up to date whenever they have an EPS request for a high-risk drug before they send the EPS, that would really help the clinicians on the ground, and that means that the patient doesn't get their prescriptions delayed. Obviously, if the patient is due the blood test and it alerts that they're due, then you can order the blood test request, and on DART, which is what we use locally, there are specific set groups for certain things. So for instance, for methotrexate monitoring, there is a grouped test. So you just click the methotrexate group and all the required blood tests will come up. And then we would let the patient know that they're due their blood test before they get their prescription. I hope that's been helpful, and tune in for my next installment of Bite Size Tech. Thanks.